What is up, everyone? Welcome to this week's episode of the Dense Pixels podcast. I'm your host, Brad, joined by my co-hosts, Micah,
Hey,
Terrence,
up,
and Carrie.
What's up?
All right, Micah, time to convince me or convince me to not buy Final Fantasy VII Remake.
did you play 15?
Nope.
I like it. I like the game. I like it a lot. It's very good. It's I mean, if you like the Midgar part, it's the Midgar part. Like I've spent like 11 hours into the game. I'm in chapter 5. Do you know what chapter 5 is, Brad?
Let me guess. Hang on. Chapter 5, I'm going to guess, is when you fall through the ceiling in the church and you meet Eris for the first time.
Chapter 5 is going to Mako Reactor 5. Going to the second Mako reactor.
Wait,
No.
is it like Maka Reactor 1, Chapter 1, meeting at the bar afterwards, Chapter 2, going through the train graveyard, Chapter 3, like is that like the pace?
Like
Holy shit.
Like there's a whole new like side story with Jesse and Biggs and Wedge, who are like real characters now, like with personality and agency, and Wedge is voiced by the guy who was Badger in Breaking Bad, which is just weird to me.
Is Jessie as thirsty or more thirsty as she was in the original game?
Apparently everyone's horny for Cloud.
I mean, look, I don't know what it is about this sullen dickhead that just has all types of women just wanting to do hurricane ranas at him, but Jesse makes no bones about wanting to jump his bones, right? Like Jesse is horned up for some Cloud. It's a fun game, man. It's fun. And chapter 5 is when you finally have a full party of 3. And the game, the game is very deep also. Like it uses the material system, and it uses, the material system is similar. When you get weapons, you don't automatically have to throw out the previous weapon you had, because each weapon has like a unique property that if you use it long enough, you can unlock certain that weapon's skill for all weapons. I love Tifa, and not because of
Everybody loves Tifa.
not because of what every other person loves Tifa for.
You sure about that?
Yes, because Tifa's a monk class, and I like monk class characters.
Sure it's not because she's thick?
I wouldn't call her thick. Thick is generally like the lower regions when I classify as thick. No, she's not thick.
She's busty.
She's very busty.
Yeah.
She's very busty. But no, I've always been a Tifa person over an Eris person, just because, like, you've seen that meme of the narrator says Cloud pulls out a 9-foot Buster sword, right?
Yeah.
Barrett pulls out a 50 cal Gatling gun on his hand, and Tifa just squares up.
Square up.
that's Tifa. Like that's what I like. I like characters that just want to beat the shit out of people, and they all play very differently, which they should, right? Cloud is the all-around person who's okay at everything but not perfect in one specific thing. Barrett is your ranged guy. Tifa is just your damage dealer, right? Like it's like every monk class when you play these type of games, high damage glass cannons.
Yeah.
And I haven't gotten there because I'm in chapter 5, 11 hours in, and I'm only on my way to the Mako reactor.
Now I take it. So you mentioned 11 hours in. I take it that you are Micahing this game all over the place.
Yeah, but it's not like there's an overworld. Like the maps are pretty big, so you go into every little nook and cranny and stuff. But
So you literally spent 10 hours of gameplay inside the Sector 7 slums, just dicking around.
Yes, dude. Yes,
around with people.
You spend days, in-game days, in the Sector 7 slums.
See, now you're cooling my enthusiasm a little.
Now look, well, part of the reason that I was there for so long is because you get side quests, right? There are 6 initial side quests when you first get to the Sector 7 slums, and I did all of them because I'm one of those people that, oh, there's a side quest, I gotta do all the side quests before I do the main story, right? So I do all the side quests, and you get powered up and all that, and then you hop back on the train, and that's when the ID scanner comes on and it checks to see, oh, there are intruders here. So so that whole section is like chapter 5. Like that's all of chapter 5. Chapter 4 is just brand new. It's all about Jesse and doing Jesse's thing, and I don't want to spoil it for you, but yeah, it's good, man. It really is. It's good.
It does seem interesting that they are giving a lot of extra, I don't know, story to characters that at the end of the day ain't gonna matter for jack shit.
Right. Like it's like if you've ever read a novelization of a movie.
There you go. That's a great comparison, actually.
That is exactly what this game is. So, I mean, look, it's Final Fantasy VII. It's nice to see these characters actually be fully fleshed out, right? Like Cloud is while he's still a sullen, asshole, he's a bit of a prick, but you see his personality come out, which is something that they tried to retcon through the many, 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 many side stories and spinoffs and all that.
Yeah, I know like a big complaint that I've heard from Final Fantasy fans is that like the game itself established that like Cloud is a personality, and then like Advent Children came out and just like scrubbed his personality from the face of the planet.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess it's nice that like they've written all of these characters really well, and that they've taken all of this stuff that they couldn't have possibly put in a PlayStation 1 game and done everything they could to flesh it out.
Yeah, it's interesting the way the game plays, and I don't know how I can really describe it to you if you haven't played Final Fantasy 15, but it's well, you've played it.
I played the demo. So.
You played the demo, so
I still need to play the Final Fantasy demo.
It's a good game. If you like Final Fantasy VII, obviously you already have this, but if story was the reason that Final Fantasy was kind of lacking for you, this fleshes out the Midgar part. And you said the Midgar part was one of your favorite parts of the game, right?
It is. Like I said, I do very much enjoy that section team. It's ironic that they're having to flesh out the Midgar part so much because they're going to have to streamline a considerable
play
of the outside of Midgar story in order to fit that into 2 more games, essentially.
Yeah. So that's where I'm really curious to see how they do the rest of this overall story, because
I mean, they haven't announced if they're doing it like as a trilogy or anything like that, right? They just said like, oh, we're doing it in chapters or whatever.
I think they said it at 3.
Did they say 3?
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. And here's the thing though, like the next like remake part 2, enough stuff happens like that could literally just be up to Eris dying. Sorry,
right.
For a 23-year-old game if you weren't aware. And then maybe like a little bit past that. Like maybe you could go a little bit further past it. Even though like if ending Act 2 on that note would probably honestly
that would make probably the best narrative decision is to end the game on that and then have part 3 just be sort of like the fucking final showdown with Sephiroth and whatnot.
Here's the thing though, right? Sephiroth is all in this first part, right? Because you see Cloud as having PTSD of the things that Sephiroth has done, and he's seeing visions of Sephiroth. Uh, because everybody loves Sephiroth for some reason. I don't know why. Uh,
Kefka's better. Kefka's the
Kefka,
better villain.
Kefka wanted to take over the world, and he did it, and Sephiroth did not. But I digress. But I'm very curious because there are different, like not just like the thing with Jessie's story to kind of flesh her out a little more. That's added into the game. There are differences in the main story that I'm very curious to see how what they do. It's not just a straight retelling of this story. Like there are changes, and I'm curious. I would think it would be a very, very bold move if Eris does not die, or someone else dies, or like they can. This is more than just a remake.
Eris kind of has to die though.
Yeah,
Like,
right. Like
the
it.
end of the story.
Sure, right. But I'm saying, I want something different to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I want instead of Sephiroth standing 9 feet away and then poking Aerith with the sword, right? What if what if Cloud is, because Cloud's brain is all messed up, what if he kills her by mistake? And it's because of Sephiroth. Or I want to see them do something different with the story because we all know the story. We all have played the game. This is a prime opportunity to really shake things up a bit. Shake things up a bit. And I don't know. I'm just curious. I'm curious.
I don't know. There are sacred cows when it comes to this kind of stuff, and there's a few cows more sacred to its core fan base than Final Fantasy VII. I feel.
And
Yeah.
yeah. Hey, guess what? Go play that game.
Carrie, I thought you were a Persona fan. Like I thought you liked Persona a lot.
Yeah.
You haven't even gotten the platinum trophy in Persona 5 Royal, unlike our good friend one Jonathan Belfield.
Yeah, that's crazy.
In the fan group.
That's
No,
crazy.
I don't think I've platinumed anything. Platinuming a Persona game is really fucking hard to do. I ain't got time for that shit. Or maybe I do. I've been furloughed, so fuck it. Maybe now I will platinum it. I ain't got shit else to do. Drank a whole bottle of wine last night, so I got that going for me. Persona 5 Royal is a lot of fun. I know I talked a little bit about it last week. I just finished the Futaba boss fight, so that's about halfway through like the original game story. So I guess I would say I'm about 40% of the way through Royal, maybe. I don't know, it's a lot of fun. The twists that they've put on the boss battles are pretty fun, because it's like, okay, cool, even if you played through the first one, like the game's throwing stuff at you during these big boss fights that you're not necessarily expecting. Apparently the Okamura boss fight now is a massive pain in the ass though, so I can't say I'm looking forward to that. All of my friends who have gotten to the Okamura fight have all said like it just sucks. So
that's cool. It's cool they've remixed the core game.
Yeah.
In addition to adding the new content, it makes it a little bit more palatable to have to play. I mean, not that you're objecting to have to play through Persona 5 again, but it makes it a little more palatable to have that same experience again.
Yeah. There's enough difference in all of the palaces. Like overall, like the layout of the dungeons is the same, but there's enough added to check out and whatnot. Yeah, I mean it's a really good remix of the original. So like if you liked the original, you should play Royal. Other than that, I've been playing Monster Hunter, but someone in the post office asked about Monster Hunter, so I will save it until we get to that.
All right. It's a lean release week. We were trying to figure out why, and then we realized this was the original Cyberpunk 2077 release week. So I'm sure people got the fuck out of the way because no need to mess with that. So the only thing of note coming out this week is the Fallout 76 Wastelanders expansion, which not surprisingly has been well received so far critically.
Yeah.
Really?
Reviews have been
Considering it makes it a Fallout game now instead of whatever.
The reviews of
Fallout 76
Wastelanders
was.
so far have all been really good. I will probably be delving into that later this
Is
week.
it free?
Yes.
It's free if you had the game already. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's basically a soft reboot. So yeah, I'll be checking it out later this week. I'm really looking forward to it, honestly. I had, much as the original release of Fallout 76 was bad, to put it mildly, not good. I had a lot of fun with it, sort of in spite of that. So I'm looking forward to getting back in and seeing what's new in irradiated Appalachia, or as we know it today, West Virginia.
So not a lot's gonna change then.
No, exactly.
So, gotcha.
That's the joke. It's that West Virginia's already a shithole.
So, this is Micah's now. Here I am getting ready to do ad reads, and that's not my job.
That's right. Go to youtube.com/densepixels and subscribe. You can see us on Zoom. Will they be able to see this little 4 square?
They will, yes.
Oh, okay. All right. Good. So you'll be able to see us in 2x2 if that does anything for you. Subscribe to all of the TMP Studios podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts, including the flagship show, The Nerdpocalypse. We are doing because the world shut down.
There's no news.
Yeah, there's no news, so we're just watching a bunch of movies. So I'm watching Spencer Confidential because I'm dumb, and I forget what movie Jay picked. I'm gonna watch something else to try and make me feel smarter.
I don't know what I'm picking yet.
And Terrence doesn't know what he's picking yet. So there you go.
Does it have to be new?
We want it to be something that is easily accessible legally.
That's fine.
Okay.
Isn't that a Iraq War documentary coming out on Showtime? If you have Showtime,
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I ain't watching a documentary on the Iraq War. No, I'm sorry, I'm not doing that.
Well, no. It's not about the war itself. It's about the fact that we
shouldn't have gone.
Leave those fuckers alone for a long time. So.
Oh, okay. If it's directed by the guy that did The Big Short, then I'll watch it. Otherwise, no, I'm not watching that. Black on Black Cinema is another one of our shows, one of the Holy Trinity, along with this show in the Nerdpocalypse. Black on Black Cinema, we recently reviewed Uncorked, and you will hear that review this week. Coming distractions. I mean, look, if there's an old movie, or not old movie, but a movie that came out within the past couple of years that you wanted to hear our opinions on, you can subscribe to the Coming Distractions feed. Those are still up there. And you get weekly preview episodes of the political podcast, Look Forward. I mean, I haven't listened to the new one yet, but it is always a very interesting listen.
Look, here's what happened in the world of politics this past week that we talked about. Joe Biden's now the presumptive Democratic nominee, which means Bernie Sanders is not in the race. Coronavirus continues to get out of control, and there's an incredibly important election in Wisconsin that might be a bellwether of things to come later this year.
There you go.
There you go.
That's only the first half of Look Forward. The second half of Look Forward can be accessed by going to densepixels.com/premium. For $5 a month or $50 a year, you get access to the premium slate of shows, including the second half of Look Forward. I take it Brad was on, so you get another fix of Brad. The airing of grievances, the Seinfeld podcast that Jay and I do. No Time to Bleed. Did he put out Stealth yet? I don't know.
I don't think so.
How would you have seen it, even if he did?
God damn it. So Stealth is coming out. We did that. The Men with the Golden Tongues. Brad and I are going to schedule something with Jay. He said he wanted to be on. We will be reviewing Mission Impossible Fallout. And our brand new show, Upstage Conversations. Did he put out our episode yet?
It'll be out by the same time this episode of Dense Pixels is out.
Okay.
There was a lot of premium content all at once within the last week or
Look
so.
how
So
much
he's
value we're giving you for your money.
yes,
That's right.
Amazing.
Working like slaves for you people, and not getting anything for it except for your admiration. Thank you. We would also like your $5 a month. So go to desperates.com/premium and subscribe.
So China is doing China shit again. So apparently Animal Crossing, the tour de force that has taken the entire world by storm in these troubled times, has been removed from Chinese retailers because a lot of pro-democracy protesters that live in Hong Kong are creating, pro-democracy displays within Animal Crossing, which is very clever and pretty awesome. But China's gonna China and crack down on that shit when that's happening.
Wow, I didn't know you can import like photos and stuff.
yeah, yep.
And,
You can use there's an online tool that you can use to like put any photo in your computer on, and it'll turn it into something in like the Animal Crossing design tool, and then you can create a QR code from that, scan that into your game, and do whatever you want with it, like create signs and put stuff on the ground.
Wow. Has anyone in China, do you know of, just like drawn a big Winnie the Pooh?
I would not
Sure.
if anyone has. So Micah, here's and everybody, here's something that's interesting. So here are the games in China that are officially available for Switch. These are the games that you can purchase officially for the Nintendo Switch. Now, the fact that I'm prefacing this statement with that, with that preamble, lets you know it's not a lot. Here they are. Ready? The full list: New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Super Mario Odyssey. That's the list.
Wait,
Because Mario loves China.
That's the list of games that are officially available to play for the Switch in China.
yo, China has some serious issues. Jesus Christ.
Apparently, every other game is it has something that's doesn't sit well.
Really?
Like, what do you do when you go to China? What does that do? Why do you want to travel to China?
They got 2 Disney parks.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So does America.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they got they got the Iron Man experience in like Hong Kong.
Okay.
They have delicious food.
I mean, look,
It was
Iron Man
delicious.
in that movie.
Very nice.
Iron Man in that movie when he got back.
Does China have delicious food?
Sure,
Yeah.
I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
Have you ever had real Chinese food? Not the shit you
Yeah.
get from the corner store.
Look,
A Panda Express.
If real Chinese food is even better than the Chinese food that's available in America, I would love real Chinese food.
I think you might have to have a different type of palate to enjoy real Chinese food. I'm just saying.
So apparently it's still very easy to get Animal Crossing in China, though. You can import it. You can change the region on your Nintendo Switch so that you can download it from another region's eShop.
Yep.
Small game stores have imported it. Like this, it's just their major retailers that pulled it off of shelves. But again, as we said before, you can ignore politics, but politics will not ignore you. So you might as well make your voice heard where possible. But obviously China's not the case where that's going to happen. Speaking of making people's voices heard, ESRB has heard everyone loud and clear for the past several years, and they have now announced that game ratings on the back of the game box that describes what's in the game to rate it in such a way is now going to include warnings for loot boxes. So now the rating box on the back of video games will specify if there's in-game purchases that give you random items in the game.
That
So
you have to spend money or just any type of loot box mechanic.
Specifically, if you can buy a loot box that gives you a random item with real money, then it's going to be called out on the back of the box.
And what is that going to be rated?
I don't know if it's going to actually change the rating of the game because it is a content rating. Now, what's interesting is that they were asked about the ESRB was how it's going to handle games that ship without loot boxes, but then later, like Call of Duty or any game that Activision puts out pretty much anymore. And then basically the ESRB said they have to resubmit if they do that, and they have to put the updated rating online, and then any future copies that ship out, hard copies, have to have the updated stuff on it. Of course, it doesn't really help the initial run that's in stores, which is probably going to be like 80% of copies.
Right.
But you still have that going on. Man, I really hope that they don't make retailers do what they did the one time.
With GTA.
Yeah, when they had to literally sent stickers to stores and they had to re-sticker. They put a little sticker over top of the M rating and replace it with an AO rating during the hot coffee fiasco.
Oh, the hot coffee fiasco. Simpler times.
So
I mean, good. This is something that should probably be on there. I mean, there's all sorts of other content guidance on the back of game boxes. Why shouldn't they put this in there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. I thought I had something to add. Sorry.
You had us teed up for a profound statement.
Yep. I don't know what the hell is wrong with my brain, but yeah, good for them.
Resident Evil 3 has already sold over 2 million copies, Capcom has said, in just its first couple weeks of release. So it should come to the surprise of nobody that reportedly a Resident Evil 4 remake is in development. Currently, it's being targeted for a 2022 release date. So they'll spend a little bit more time on this one. I guess they have to. It's a bit of a different game engine, or at least a different gameplay engine than the regular Resident Evil games. Apparently Shinji Mikami is on board, who's completely down with this. This is the one I think people really wanted after 2. Like, I don't think there was a big clamoring for Resident Evil 3. I would imagine that this is going to be quite successful when it comes.
Well, this is going to do gangbusters, absolutely. Like, people who don't like most horror games still like Resident Evil 4. Also worth noting in this article, the RE4 remake is planned for 2022, but according to other credible rumors, Resident Evil 8 is coming next year as a cross-gen title.
There you go.
In what form? First person or third? Have they decided? Because that's a little strange.
Who
4
knows?
is one of my favorite games. I've played that game. I've beaten that game more than 10 times.
Jesus.
Yeah, I like that game a lot. Do I want a remake of that? Do I want to play that game again?
Yeah, you
like,
gonna.
I don't
If it
know.
releases, you gonna.
You absolutely would. I know you would. It's one of your favorite games. You wouldn't want to get it in its best possible form. You wouldn't want to experience it in your best.
It's probably going to control like the last 2. The controls are going to be less tanky because they still have the tank controls. They're just behind the back. I don't know. Probably.
Yeah.
Whatever. 3 years away. I don't know. I want to see a trailer for that. How they not up-res, but how they recreate that.
Like, is it going to be like? Do you think it'll be more along the lines of Resident Evil 7 or more along the lines of the 2 and 3 remake, right? Because Resident Evil 7
It's gonna be along the lines of the 2 and 3 remake, because they I think would piss a lot of people off if they did it in first person and made it feel like Resident Evil 7, which is such a departure from the series. I think a lot of the fans of 4 who would be super on board for a remake would not be cool with them doing it like 7.
Yeah, and he's got to be able to suplex some niggas too. Like, you got to keep all of that in there. You have to.
I do hope they streamline the escort missions a little bit more.
They weren't that bad. She was just annoying as fuck. The missions themselves weren't really that bad. She was annoying.
Yeah,
So you're gonna use the same.
No offense, but she was white woman it up.
Yes, she really was.
Yeah,
Look.
I get it. You're the president's daughter and all that.
A true Becky. No offense to your
To my
Becky,
sister.
yeah.
That game was really long, also.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you remember how long that game was. Like, just when you think you're about to finish it, like there's another like 3 or 4 hours. You're like, Jesus Christ!
I never.
Once you get it, you never finish it. Because you go to the castle and you're like, okay, I'm close to the end. But then no, there's a whole another section of the game that's like a underground facility. I want to see what this looks like. Yeah, I'll play it.
Leon, like wasn't Leon Secret Service agent or some shit?
Yeah.
Yo, you made it from beat cop in Kingstown to Secret Service agent. I mean, I guess that is the proper.
He survived the fucking Raccoon City pandemic.
I mean, but like, do you get to jump from a guy walking a beat in Coon City to like how much time has taken?
Coon City.
I mean, if they're going chronologically, that was 98, and then Resident Evil 4 came out, what, 2003?
Something like that. 2002,
Okay.
2003.
I mean,
Like
I guess
5 years.
Yeah.
Go to the FBI.
Yeah.
Train to become a lethal UFC fighter. Because whatever.
I didn't know the fur-lined jacket was standard issue to Secret Service agents.
Yes.
in the Resident Evil universe, but I guess it is. PlayStation has announced that they are creating a $10 million fund specifically to assist indie developers during the pandemic that's currently going on right now. They've also said to help players during this Play at Home initiative that's starting April 15th through May 5th. Uncharted: The Nathan Drake Collection and Journey
Have
going
both
to
of
be
those.
given away for free. No PlayStation Plus required. So
And they did give those away for PlayStation Plus
They
members
did.
already.
They did. But if you don't have PlayStation Plus, then you can get these games for free. You get to keep them forever, no strings attached.
No.
4 games.
I thought they said you get to keep them until next month.
No,
Or
no.
you can
No,
download
these
them
are-
by next month.
But
You have to download them by next month.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, you get to keep them as long as you own a PlayStation. And apparently, instead, players in Germany and China will be getting Knack 2 instead of the Uncharted trilogy.
Wow.
Seems like a bit of a downgrade. I wonder
The
why.
critically
Oh,
acclaimed Knack 2.
That's right, because they talk about Nazis in Uncharted 1, so they can't get the Uncharted trilogy.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah.
You don't even have to play Uncharted 1. Uncharted 1 is not a good game.
Yo,
Like I
give
said
him
a
like
couple weeks ago.
Spider-Man or something. Jesus Christ. Knack 2?
Spider-Man? Hell no.
That's a bit of a.
Spider-Man as a single game, I would say is probably on par with like the Uncharted trilogy as a trilogy.
I mean, China.
Knack
was
2? Are
great.
you fucking kidding me with
Yeah, I don't
this
know.
shit though?
Well, it's
I don't
China.
think China would be taking Spider-Man either. I think China would be like Germany's is for a very specific reason. China just like it's not
Yeah.
vetted by us. So this,
Yeah, Mr. Negative is Asian and he's the villain. No, China ain't.
Yeah, you're right.
Get the fuck out of here.
So pretty cool move from PlayStation here. If you don't have Uncharted collection, that's a pretty great fucking thing to be able to get that.
It is, man.
all
I
three
love those
games are free.
games.
Yeah. Even the ones that aren't that good are still very good.
Yeah, like 3. 3 is stupid.
It was great. 3 is fine. 1, don't even bother.
I like 1. Story-wise, I like 1.
When was the last time you played 1?
I played the
The
collection.
collection where they
Yeah.
fixed the controls.
I mean, it's better than what it was.
No, it is better than what it was, but it's still.
So,
2 is my favorite with
2 is good.
those blue Hulk creatures.
4, I have not played yet. I downloaded it, but I haven't played it yet.
Oh, it's
4 is
up there with 2. It's
yeah.
up there with 2.
It's like the reverse of Die Hard, whereas like Die Hard 1 and 3 are good, but 2 and 4 and 5 aren't.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. There's a 5th one. Jesus Christ. Damn, I forgot. That's the one with his son, right?
Yeah.
But he dropped a dude into a helicopter.
Yeah.
Yeah. That movie sucks.
Movie movie's so stupid.
That movie and Rocky Balboa share a special place in my heart because those are two movies that I went into with the lowest expectations possible, and
yet
both of them
somehow
managed to clear that very low bar to actually
they cleared
be entertaining.
it.
Yeah,
Okay, entertainment wise, fine, I guess.
they were. You guys have talked about Die Hard 5. That movie, for its faults, is if you could turn your brain off and not analyze the movie in any analytic critical way, is entertaining.
Didn't John McClane, when he was in Moscow, drive like a Mercedes SUV over traffic, like
Yes.
on top of cars?
That is correct.
Yeah.
Because fuck Russia.
And off the bridge. And off
Yeah.
the bridge. So
I'm on vacation. Nobody vacates to Russia. Fuck out of here.
he's going to see his son.
Yo,
The
we might have to
secret CIA agent.
we might have to review that movie.
For what?
For
No
no-
time to bleed, or we like trash.
Like I said, regardless of which one you do it on, I'll be there. I'll be there for what is it? I don't even remember the fucking name of it now.
No, that was number
That
4.
was the fourth one, yeah.
Die Hard 5. I don't remember either.
A Good Day to Die
That's
Hard.
right, A Good Day to Die On.
That's really close. What's the name of the new James Bond movie? No Time to Die.
No Time to Die.
Yes.
Good
Question
Day to
about
Die.
Finally, this I feel like that this is like they're not saying it, but I feel like that this is the make or break time for Google Stadia. I mean,
100% it is.
it's the perfect storm. People are trapped inside. They have they're looking for things to do, and so now Google Stadia, because of these unprecedented times, that's their quote. Stadia Pro is now available to everybody as a free 2-month trial, and the basic version, the long promised free version of Stadia that anyone can use without requiring a subscription of any kind, is apparently finally now available. The only requirement is that you have a Gmail address.
They'll send it to you.
No, it's there's nothing to say. You just log into it.
No, I mean you still need that controller.
No, you can use a regular controller with it.
What?
Yeah, you never needed the Stadia Pro controller during the beta or preview or initial launch, but you don't need it anymore. Now,
Oh, so you can use like a PlayStation controller?
sure, yeah, as long as it works on your device that you're using.
Oh, but you need a like one of those dongles.
No,
What the fuck? How does this work? Apparently, I just completely just.
So here
Didn't give a fuck.
Here are the compatible controllers. So like obviously the Stadia controller, obviously keyboard and mouse. You can use a DualShock 4 on Google Chrome and supported phones. You can use an Xbox One controller on Google Chrome and phones. You can use an Elite controller via USB.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You need Google Chrome. I mean, you need some kind of Google something.
Of course, you need Google Chrome. Come on, they're not going to let you get by without downloading their web browser. You can even use a Switch Pro controller on Google Chrome if you want to.
Here's the thing. That's fine and all, but like everyone's inside. So first of all, like while the ISPs are kind of giving people like what are they giving them? Late fee forgiveness or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's inside using internet. Like I think they're not slowing it down per se, but like that's going to be a lot of people.
Mhm.
Again, our infrastructure is already garbage. It ain't built for it. It ain't. So I think it's going. You said it's going to make a break. It's probably going to break it.
Well,
Unless they fixed it.
Now
somehow.
it stands to note that much like any free trial, you to not pay for it after the 2 months, you have to opt out of the service before.
Yeah, what you do is you fucking sign up and then you automatically cancel as soon as you fucking sign up.
Yeah.
But everybody knows that.
Some things don't let you do that though.
Oh, is that right? I don't know. I don't know that.
But here's the problem: is that this happened like this news was announced the day after we recorded last week. I haven't heard anybody talking about this.
I didn't even
At all.
hear. I didn't even hear the announcement.
Yeah, now that this is the first I'm hearing of it. Oh, this is April 8th. Okay.
Again, literally a week from tomorrow, or a week after tomorrow.
Oh, wow. All right.
So yeah, so I gotta say that if you're giving everybody a free 2-month trial, and you're giving everybody the free service that you've been promising for the last 7 months, it took 7 months to roll it out finally, and people still ain't using the fucking thing, it might be time to pack up the tent and go home.
So you're saying I'd be able to play Doom Eternal on this thing?
Is it available on Doom Eternal yet? Is Doom Eternal available on that yet? Let's find out.
What, on your phone?
My laptop? I don't, it probably won't even be on.
I don't know, man.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Can it run? Like, how does it work?
It's available on Stadia right now, so you can play it. You have to buy it, but you can play it.
So what's free to play?
Only the stuff that's free if you have Stadia Pro, and even then you have to get the trial.
So wait, what are you getting?
This is what I mean.
Access to the service, like the ability to purchase games from them.
Like a fuck, what? No. No.
Through the Stadia app, that's what you're getting.
Yo, shut up, yo.
I'm getting the.
Micah, it's as if someone's handing you a PlayStation that you can take anywhere with you that has like 10 games that you can.
So it's like they're giving me PlayStation Plus for free, but I still got to pay for fucking games.
Kind of.
No, it's like Brian said. Someone is giving you a PlayStation, and then you.
But
have
the PlayStation
to
can only play like 3.5 games that are worth playing.
Jesus Christ! That I have to pay for.
Look, have you ever wanted to restart Assassin's Creed Odyssey and play it on a different console? Well, you can now, just by buying it again. That's amazing.
No. Get out of here. Sorry, I can't eat. Are you done with that? Because I'm moving on. Go to www.densepixels.com/Amazon. When you go to www.densepixels.com/Amazon and make your Amazon purchases, you get what you want without any extra cost, and you give us a finder's fee. It's not a lot, so buy a lot because it's 4 cents for every dollar you spend. So hook us up. Don't be afraid of the virus that can live on cardboard boxes for days. Maybe you'll get a nice person that I saw on a video today. He wiped the box down for a person before he put it down and left it there. So go to www.densepixels.com/Amazon and look. I'm on www.densepixels.com/Amazon right now, and I'm looking at some of the stuff that they're recommending for me. And one of the things they're recommending for me is a book that we already have. It's called Little Blue Truck Leads the Way, because we have a child, and it's one of the many Little Blue Truck books. We have all except for the Spanish-speaking book and the Springtime book, but it is one of many in the Little Blue Truck universe. So if you want to bore yourself to tears by reading children's books, which are actually pretty good, by the way, I actually enjoy them, go to www.densepixels.com/Amazon and just search for Little Blue Truck.
So we go to the post office. We'll start with Cam. It says, how screwed do you think all of the new PS5 and Xbox Series X will be if this pandemic stretches out much further and their launch lineups can't be produced properly?
Well, if ain't nobody working,
I'm gonna say I think the bigger people have money to be able to buy them.
Who the fuck is gonna buy them?
But no,
tell you what, I ain't buying a new console this year.
Like, neither am I. Yeah.
Do you think the circumstances that they might consider delaying the launch until next spring?
I would.
Both of them.
It's like I would, and I don't think anyone would be surprised if they did. I'm like, why would you be surprised?
Right.
Like, no one's buying anything. We're about to run out of food in the next like 5 months. If it stretches out any longer, like there's going to be way more important things to worry about than fucking video games.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't mind if they did. Give me some chance. It would give me a chance to get the money to buy them.
So Jacob asks, given the massive success that it's had thus far, how long do you see Call of Duty Warzone being in the lead pack of competitive battle royale games? As a franchise, they've all of a sudden started listening to the gamers and really tweaking it every time the masses suggest a good idea or change. With that in mind, do you think they can continue to tweak this thing into a long-running game, or do you think the next entry will wipe it? Terrence, you are the foremost expert on this podcast of Call of Duty Warzone. What do you think? Does it have the staying power to hang with Fortnite long-term?
Well, Apex Legends is still up there. But they do their seasons like every 5 months. It's like 4 or 5 months or something like that. But this is just war. This is just Call of Duty. It's about as simple as you can get as far as a battle royale game, which I like. I don't like you start out with a weapon, so you have a chance to, as soon as you land, to kill somebody instead of having to find a gun. I don't know. I like it, and I haven't played Call of Duty in forever. They're going to have to keep updating it. But I don't think Fortnite is going to be taken over anytime soon, because they literally update like every fucking 2 weeks.
Right.
There's something comes out like every other week for Fortnite. It is ridiculous.
Who developed Call of Duty Warzone?
Binox. About 5 different companies in Activision. Like when you turn it on, it's like 5 companies.
Okay, so who's maintaining it? Do we know that?
I don't know. I'd have to look.
Let me tell you something. It feels like Apex Legends came out 100 years ago. It really does. Like I know it's been out for a little more than a year, but it feels like
about a year and 2 months
ever ago. Yes. So time is weird right now. It's really fucking weird. Here's something that we did not discuss on Look Forward. That we just got some new news about recently. So for those who are not aware, the state of Florida, the governor of Florida, declared that that World Wrestling Entertainment is now an essential business and is going to be able to operate and film and broadcast live shows from the WWE Performance Center. Now, they're still not going to have an audience, and it's still going to be pretty, bare bones, crew-wise and things of that nature. But a lot of people were scratching their heads and were like, why the fuck is WWE considered an essential business? So John said, he pointed out the ludocracy of it all. And he said, I'm not even saying cancel the shows. The company shot a lot of tremendous footage for WWE Network. Why not air WWE Network specials, which is actually a really good idea. I don't know why they wouldn't just do that. That's still new content for a lot of fans that can focus on different talents, couple it with some badass matches from that talent's past. There's got to be a way to do this without risking talent's health. Now, there's some speculation. No one knows this for sure. That the TV deals that WWE signed with Fox and with USA Network for Raw and SmackDown and NXT require a certain amount of live airings. And it's like 48 a year. Like literally there's like 4 times they're allowed to air a tape show. And they've already had to burn through a shitload of those. Now, one would assume that in the face of what's going on right now, considering stay-at-home orders, that they would have some kind of exemption or some sort of clause contract to let them out. But I guess not.
You signed a contract.
That's true.
Sorry. You don't have a force majeure clause in your contract, do you?
So people are wondering, like, well, how the fuck did WWE pull this off? And it's really not like, you don't have to connect a whole lot of dots here to figure out how the fuck this happened. Honestly. For those who aren't aware, Linda McMahon, the spouse of Vincent Kennedy McMahon, currently is running a Trump-oriented super PAC that just so happens, just last Thursday, promised millions of dollars to some GOP races in the state of Florida. Wouldn't can you believe it? And then all of a sudden, this announcement comes out of left field. I'm sure completely unrelated to that other thing that was going on.
Yo, like it's not even that they're cons, right? Like they're just bad at it. They're just really bad at being
It's just
cons.
like we can see you.
Right.
Yeah, yo.
We can
like,
all
nigga,
see
you're
you.
on tape. Like, that's the thing that drives me crazy. It's like, we see what you said. We heard it.
Right.
But,
You
know,
can't
like,
you can't lie and then give the wink in camera and think we don't see it.
wasn't she the
She was
head of the
like
small business?
business.
Yeah.
Right, and then she
So
left
the
there.
WW ain't a fucking small business no more, yeah.
But she left there and she's like I left the Small Business Administration. What should I do? How about I head up this Trump super PAC and help him get reelected?
Dude, that's
Now,
gross.
The town reportedly
Like, she's
is
trash,
not
yeah.
happy about this. Apparently, they are not happy at all.
I can't imagine. Like, I couldn't imagine knowing that my boss, like, and I've like met my boss several times, is the head of a super PAC for that garbage human being that we have as a president. Like, that just kind of makes me sick to my stomach. I hate that nigga, yo. Like, I really do, yeah.
Now there are some folks like Roman Reigns was basically like, "Look, I'll be back when I fucking feel like coming back."
What are they going to say to him?
Right.
Like, right.
Not everybody is in.
Yeah, you're right.
Privilege.
Like, yeah, he's that upper echelon. He can do whatever the fuck he wants.
Right. He can't call his own shot. He can call his own shot. There's a lot of talent that can't. I mean, for fuck's sake, they made poor No Way Jose fucking fly into Monday Night Raw to job out to somebody on the show this week. No Way Jose doesn't need to be at the fucking TV tapings to lose in 2 minutes to whoever the fuck he was wrestling. That's not necessary. So, but yeah. Fucking crazy.
Like, what do they do? They can't do anything. They're all fucking contractors. They can't do shit. If they don't work, they don't get paid.
Right.
Yeah.
So
that's unfortunate.
And again, it's one of those things too where like while they probably don't really want to be there, they also understand that not being there and WWE not operating 100% will have detrimental effects down the road. So it's like, I really don't want to be doing this, but at the same time, I want my future to be protected. So it's the same reason as a lot of essential workers that maybe don't need to be essential workers that are going into work that are just like, hey, I really don't want to be here, but at the same time, I want to continue to get paid and have a company to work for in 4 months. So, but tune in to look forward for more. Brian says, Carrie, what are your top 5 favorite monsters to fight in Monster Hunter World Iceborne? For the group, what fighting game characters do you have a hard time playing against online when someone picks them? Since he plays DBZ fighters, for him it's Vegeta or Vegito. I don't know. They could be the same person or it could
They
be
are not. Vegito is not the same as Vegeta.
Kinda. They kinda are. They kinda are. Bam. They kinda are.
He's half Vegeta.
There you go.
But Carrie, what are your top 5 favorite Monster
In
Hunter?
Iceborne specifically, like I'm assuming that he is specifically asking like the ones that were added in Iceborne. It's tough. I really like I liked regular Brachydios, but I really like Raging Brachydios, which was added finally on PC last week. Yeah, God, he's super fun. I'm a Lance main on Monster Hunter, and being able to do the counter claw just like over and over again, just to like fucking reattach myself to Bracky and just wail on him is a lot of fun. When he like locks you in that one room basically and like blows the whole room up, it's cool. It's a tough fight, but it's a very fun fight. I like Seething Basil. I like regular Basil a lot, but Seething Basil, it's like they made him a little more scary without actually making him any more dangerous per se. Yeah, like his little upgrades are pretty interesting. Um, I like fighting Shara Ishvalda. I don't like jumping into Shara Ishvalda SOSs because usually the people who I'm grouping up with are fucking morons. Like Shara with like a group of people who like all know what they're doing can be very, very fun. Shara with like 3 randos who have no fucking clue what they're doing is extremely obnoxious.
Though I have not played Monster Hunter, Terrence and I can very much sympathize with jumping in against certain monsters randomly. Because of Dauntless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's played Monster Hunter, so he can also sympathize on that regard as well. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm one of the morons that don't know what the fuck I'm doing in Monster Hunter.
Yeah, like I know what I'm doing.
I'd probably be really terrible. No, I know I would be really terrible at that game. It would take me like 3 days to reacclimate myself to that shit.
Safi Jiva, the Safi Jiva Siege has been super, super fun. I like that a lot. Yeah, I don't know what else. There's a lot of fun ones. Rajang can be fun. I don't know. I feel like Rajang, I'm either having a really good time or a really terrible time. There's no like in between. I like Nargacuga a lot. Oh, fucking Zenogre. Yeah, no, Zenogre's my 5th. I fucking love Zenogre. I like Stygian Zenogre too, but like regular Zenogre, the music's cool. He's fun to fight as a Lance player. His design's really cool. Yeah, God, I fucking love Zenogre. I don't love Velkhana. Velkhana can suck my dick.
How many new?
There's a lot. Yo, there's a fucking lot. It's basically a whole second game, dude. Like Gold and Silver Wrath are both enormous pains in the ass. I don't like Black Veil Valhazak. Yeah. I don't know, dude. I fucking love Monster Hunter. Some good shit. If you play on PC, hit me up. Because I'm going to be playing a lot of Monster Hunter since I don't have a fucking job right now. So, hooray.
Any particular fighting game characters that give you a hell of a time online?
Man.
All of them.
I can tell you this.
I mean, that's relatable.
in Street Fighter, if I ever have to play against a Bison player that knows what they're doing, I'm probably going to lose. Fortunately, there's not a lot of those out there. Like, not that there's not a lot of Bison players, just most of them are trash cans that don't know how to play on Bison properly.
I jumped on Dragon Ball FighterZ for the first online matches for the first time in like 6 months. Last week, everybody. I didn't know what the fuck was going on, man. Like, it's faster, like I told you. But Vegito, he is a dickhead. He's an absolute dickhead because most of his moves are like multi-hitting. So like you got to block his like 4 or 5 kicks. You press the button and he kicks like 4 or 5 times. And he's got like high-low mix-ups and shit. And if you take your hand off a block, you're gonna get put into a combo that might take all your health. It's not fun. Fuck that nigga, yeah. Like, he's really tough. Who else? No, the whole roster. I was getting my ass kicked. This dude hit me with a one hit kill with Krillin. I was like, yo, what the fuck is going on? Like, he caught me in a combo. Oh, you mean you need the other 2 characters with the assists? But like, yeah, he hit me. He went to fucking like rage mode or whatever the hell they call it, sparking blast, and he took my whole character out. Had a full health bar. It was a touch of death combo. I was like, wow, Krillin. Sure, whatever. So yeah, that game is if you leave it alone for a while, it's rough. It's rough out there. But yeah, you hit the whole cast at this point.
Ricky says the Destiny so in the new Destiny 2 season they introduced these new thing called Grandmaster Nightfalls, and the rewards that you get, which are not very good, are resulting in some big streamers deciding not to stream Destiny as much until the next expansion comes out. He's saying this is bad news. Here's the thing: this happens seemingly all the time with Destiny. Whenever expansion comes out, people play it like crazy for a week or two. All the streamers kind of do everything that you can do.
Yeah, that's the problem with streaming.
Right? There's nothing
you get paid to do
back. all of a sudden people are like, is this game dead? Is this game gonna die? And then when the next expansion comes out, everyone's back. Like with Destiny, it happens every single time.
Just the things that happened to Apex Legends. Like when Apex Legends came out, people were playing it nonstop for like a month. And then they were like, oh, it's dead. But no, I can jump on Apex Legends right now and get a game within 20 seconds. It's not dead. None of those games are going to die unless you just don't support them. That's kind of similar to Division 2. Like Division 2 has exotics.
Mm-hmm.
It took me, I was trying to find a pair of knee pad. No, it was a holster that like if an enemy gets within 20 meters of you, it just sets them on fire. And that it resets every 20 seconds. I had to run this one mission probably 30 times before I got it because there's a 7% chance that they drop. And it depends on the difficulty you're playing at. Yeah, it's really difficult to get exotics in that game. Like they made it really hard and people are getting pissed off about it. Because and if you do get the exotic, it's a possible trash roll. Like because you have different stats for all of these things, and then the stats might be terrible. So I understand. I get it. I don't play Destiny 2 though.
I mean, I haven't gone back to it. I honestly don't know if I'm going to at this point. I really don't, just because there hasn't been anything that's luring me back. I haven't been playing video games as much in general lately, and that's a game that requires a lot of time to enjoy. So, and I really just want to play like story-based games for a while. I'm sure at some point it'll all me back, but right now I have no compulsion whatsoever, even with Trials coming back, to hop back in. Trey asks, what are the chances that we get a Final Fantasy VIII remake, taking cues from the 7 remake? What past or tweaks do the original plot and gameplay wise do you think that should go with? Now, Carrie replied to Trey in the comments section by saying, a remake of what? And
well, yeah, no, because he had originally put, what are the chances we get a remake? And I'm like,
see,
a remake of what?
I saw it before. I was like, what?
I thought you were being flip, and he said,
no, I was not being flipping.
I was like, insert McBain meme here.
No.
That's the joke.
No. I was going to say the chances are probably close to 0 because no one fucking wants a Final Fantasy VIII remake, but apparently Cam wants a Final Fantasy VIII remake.
So here's
that says a whole lot about Cam.
It does. We've all known Cam online for several years now at this point.
I've met the man.
You two have met him.
Yeah.
He's very nice.
And I've always wondered like where this like anti-Cam sentiment comes from. and like the Andys and your Brad Smoleys and your Chris Alt and those guys. And now I understand. Now I get it.
Oh yeah, Final Fantasy VIII. Definitely like the odd duck of the 3 PS1 titles because it's not beloved Nostalgia Goggles 7 and it's not Critical Darling 9.
It's the Dawson's Creek of Final Fantasy.
Oh.
Like,
I mean, you're right, but
yeah, not wrong.
Not wrong. Yeah, I don't think there's any fucking chance in hell that. I mean, look how long it took them for them to do like just the up-resed version.
it was literally like the last one.
Yeah, it was the last one they did. Like it took them 4 fucking ever.
And they were like, "Here's an 8."
Yeah, here's 8. You want to play 8?
Like
here's 8.
After they announced it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, look, the best part about Final Fantasy VIII is the song "Man with the Machine Gun," and look, if you just want to like completely redo the Laguna portions of that game, I will totally play that game. I am not interested in hanging out with Squall ever again.
And look, even Carrie, I know that you were a Man with the Machine Gun stan, but even in the like that wouldn't be the 5th best track in any other Final Fantasy game, or at least the notable ones.
No, you're right. Like you're right. I think there are several tracks better in both 9 and 7. And any other Final Fantasy game that isn't an MMO.
And even 10. Like 10 has some bangers in it. Some,
like,
not many.
That being said, like Man with the Machine Gun, like that bops. I like that song a lot.
It's fine. You know why I didn't like that song as much is because I really didn't enjoy those sections of that game that much.
You're either big into Laguna or you're not.
Trey also asks, why hasn't Square made a new tactics game? Money. Like, they don't tend to sell, like, Fire Emblem is the exception, not the rule. Like, they don't.
I would say that the recent success of the Fire Emblem series may spur them to do another one.
I would agree.
Because Three Houses did gangbusters for Nintendo.
But how much of that is because Nintendo, and how much of that is because tactics game? Like,
that's also true, but like everyone's fucking driving for Final Fantasy right now, so like, you know, I think they could get away with doing a new tactics game sometime soon. I would love a new Final Fantasy Tactics game. Final Fantasy Tactics is the best Final Fantasy as far as I'm concerned. The Tactics Advance games are fine. I liked the first FFTA. I didn't love FFTA 2. But yeah, like, I'm a big fan of turn-based tactics, so I would totally get down on a new Final Fantasy Tactics game. But I don't think that's just it's like, I think they saw that, like, I don't think any of the FFTA games made them that much money, much as the original PlayStation Tactics was a success, remains in a lot of people's like top tactics games ever made. But yeah, as I said, I think you know, if Square Enix looks at the kind of numbers that Fire Emblem Three Houses has done and is like, well, what if we try this again? Like, it wouldn't surprise me if they did that.
We'll end it with Anthony, who doesn't even ask a question. He just says he really enjoyed GameStop Beyond the Register on the premium side. And please do more of them. Well, we're doing at least one more, and we'll probably have to do more because we did not tell as many stories in that, you know, 75 to 90 minutes as I thought we would get to. So this might be stretched out to a 2, 3, or 4 episode kind of run. But yeah, so we will have that coming at you. Terrence has a ton of stories from GameStop that we didn't even touch on.
I got a few.
A few.
So, but yeah, so look forward to that. Obviously, we will let you know when that's coming. And again, if you did not listen to the first episode of Beyond the Register, go to densepixels.com/premium and sign up for just $5 a month or $50 for the entire year. That is it for the show this week. Don't forget to go to densepixels.com/fans and join our Facebook fan groups that you too can participate in the Dense Pixels Post Office question. Make sure you subscribe to us on any podcasting app as well as the other TNP Studios shows, and then go to youtube.com/densepixels. Subscribe to us there as well. You can follow Terrence on Twitch at Apparition410. You can follow Carrie on Twitch at StuffIt'sCarrie. I have the feeling that you'll be seeing her on there.
I'm gonna probably do some streaming later this week and next week. And
are you going to get back into Fallout 76 when Wastelanders comes out?
Yeah, as I said earlier, I'm probably, I don't know that I'm going to stream it, but I'm gonna give it a shot. No, I think the stuff I'm gonna stream, I might stream some Stardew Valley. I was thinking earlier today, I'm like, maybe I do like a single sitting Golden Sun stream again because I can finish that game in like 12 hours. And yeah, I can finish Golden Sun in 12 hours, start to finish, single sitting. That ain't no problem. Mostly because like Golden Sun is very much my happy place, and this has been a real shit few days. So I feel like I need to go back to Wayard and see my kids and play through that story. Because this sucks, guys. So
it continues to be shitty out there. But just like I said, hopefully we're doing a little bit to keep you guys entertained.
Yeah.
And we're entertaining ourselves too.
I might stream more though. Interested. Because I like it.
Very cool. So that's it for this week. Thank you guys for listening and watching. And we'll see you all.
Thanks.
See you. Take it easy.
You're watching the Dense Pixels YouTube channel. Click the subscribe button while you're here and make sure you check out our weekly podcast where we discuss the latest gaming news and our impressions on what games we've been playing.